What's up? What's up? Welcome everybody. Hope everybody's having a good day. It is TPC Flying Thursday, and we're all meeting up in Anchorage, Alaska. As per Dylan's briefing, I think this is the first time we fly into Anchorage. I can't remember if we've done a stream or two into Anchorage ourselves. We might have done one before a long time ago, but it's been a while, so it should be fun. Let's go ahead and brief this thing. So we are parked up here at Fairbanks, Alaska in the TBM 930, November 515 Sierra November. And we're going to be flying from Fairbanks International down to Anchorage, Ted Stevens International. Weather is marginal currently here at Fairbanks. There's some weather moving through the area. I think it's moving to the east. Looks like it's going to be clearing up here for us in a few. Shouldn't be too bad getting out of here. Maybe a little bit of rain, and that's about it. Let's take a look at the METAR. Currently winds are 230 at 9, 8 statute miles visibility, light rain, scattered layer at 1,600, broken layer at 2,600, overcast at 4,500, temp 10, dew point 08, altimeter 2985. And down there at Anchorage, we've got latest information. Gulf is current, winds 330 at 5 knots, 10 statute miles, few clouds at 4,500, few clouds at 7,000, broken layer at flight level 250, temp 17, dew point 10, altimeter 2993. ILS runway 15, visual approaches in use, landing runway 15, departing runway 25 left. NOTAMs runway 25 right is closed, taxiway Romeo closed between runway 25 right and taxiway Kilo. Taxiway Delta is closed between runway 7 right and runway 7 left. Advise you have info Gulf. Looking at our route. There at the top of the iPad, we're going to be on the, I guess it's the McKinley 4, Tango Kilo Alpha, then direct Tiger, and then the Tiger 9 arrival into Anchorage. 4 people on board today, 470 pounds of bags, total payload of 1170, fuel 1,084 pounds, which we just had the line guy load. And that's it. We're going up to flight level 280 for this one. Well above the weather. And that's it. Here's what the route looks like on the map. There's the weather I was talking about. And of course down in Anchorage, it's really nice. It's just a couple clouds, few clouds, and the winds, very light winds. Let's go ahead and do this. Well, let me do some real quick before I get started. Made the switch from Streamlabs to OBS, so I'm sure some things are not going to work here. I just want to double check and make sure my audio's good, which I think you guys can hear me. And let's see. Get set up for some music later once we depart. Okay, I think everything looks good. Yeah, testing OBS today. Hope everything works. Another thing we'll be testing in the TBM 9 today, Chris, TPC 215, shared a mod for the working title Garmin 3000s. It adds the checklist, the digital checklist, into the TBM 930, the Longitude, and a couple other aircraft. So we're going to be testing that today. I did test it on the ramp either yesterday or the day before yesterday. It appears to work, but we'll see how we do with it in actual practice during a flight. In any case, if I do fall behind the aircraft and can't pay attention to the checklist, I've got my paper one as per usual. So, bags are already loaded up, fuel's loaded. Let's do a quick walk around and then we'll be out of here. Hopefully on time at, let's see, what time is it? Zulu? 0030 Zulu's our scheduled departure time, so let's go. Left main looks good. Leading edge, radar, lights. Let's check our pitot. Tube looks clear. And fuel is checked. Wingtip looks good. Left aileron looks good. Left flap looks good. The back of the tire looks good. Static ports are clear. Antennas intact. Moving back towards the tail section. Our horizontal and vertical stabilizer look good. Right side, static ports and vents are clear. Antennas look good. Empennage looks good. Right flappage looks good. Right ailie looks good. Tip nice. Lights good. Check the fuel. Fuel's good. Right main looks good. Our cowling, or let's check the oil. I don't know if the oil's on this side or the other side in the TBM. No idea. But let's just, I guess we'll check it on the other side. Alright, exhaust is clear. Nose wheel looks good. Our prop and spinner looks good. Intake is clear. Clear. Left side looks good. Check the oil. Oil levels look good. Close the cowling, lock it. Bags are loaded. Once I close the main door, this baggage door will close. That's it. Chocks, tie downs are all removed. Let's go. Let's see. Try not to ruin the immersion too much, but come back here. We'll close the rear door. Locked. Green, 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 green. Up front. Locked and green. Can already tell the throttle's in the wrong position right now. Should be here at idle cutoff. Alright. Okay. Switches are all off and where they need to be. Crash lever is down. Rest of our switches look good. Circuit breakers are all in. Fuel selector is on. Checked. We're at idle cutoff. Flaps are up. Gear lever is down. All of our switches here on the left side are off. And it looks good. Parking brake is set. Go ahead and power on the airplane. Battery. This will be a battery start tonight. Oh. Battery's on. Let's get our nav strobe on. And we'll leave all the rest the same. Let's let our avionics boot up. And then we'll pull up the checklist and go from there. I didn't talk about the airspaces we'll be dealing with. Fairbanks International, where we're at now, is a Class D, but I don't believe there's any ATC currently on at the moment. Nope. I don't think there's any down in Anchorage either. So no ATC for now, and hopefully by the time we get there, there will be some ATC, some traffic here at Fairbanks with us. Nice. Alright, let's pull up our checklist. Oh no, I'm gonna do, hold on a second. I want to keep the map on this side. We're gonna move it over here. There we go. I like it like that. Alright, we can review some airspeeds here. Rotation speeds, 90 knots in the TBM 9. Landing gear up and flaps up at 124. Best angle is 100 knots. Oh wait, I'm sorry. This is best rate of climb speed with landing gear and flaps up is 124 knots. Best angle is 100 knots. And maximum speed for flaps TO is 178. Max speed for flaps landing is 122. Maximum airspeed with landing gear is 178. Max gear operating speeds, extension 178, retraction 150. Approach speed 85 knots. And maximum operating speed is 266 knots. Glide speed into TBM is 120. Flaps up. And on to the next. Alright, inside inspection. Cabin door is closed and locked back there. And our pilot door is closed and locked. Baggage is stowed. Emergency exit pin removed. Seats, pedals, and harnesses. Passenger oxygen on standby. I think it's that one up top. Oxygen on. Crew oxygen mask test. Those are behind us, not simulated, but we'll pretend to test them. Tested. Exterior lights all off. We've got our nav and strobe on for our start. Interior lights all off. Crash lever is up. Stars off. Ignition on auto. Aux BP is off. Fuel selector manual and AP trims off. That's all this stuff over here. They're all where they need to be. AC over here on the left side is off. Seat heaters. Seat heaters, where are those? I'm not sure where those are in the TBM. We'll assume that they're off. CB lights are off. Micro mask, micro guarded, that's this over here, on mask and guarded. De-ice system, everything's off. Inertial SEP is off. Parking brake is reset and on. Landing gear levers down. Dump is on norm and guarded. Bleeds are off. Hot airflow fully turned to the right. Manual override full backward and notched. Where's that? Okay, that's this down here. Full back and notched. This is much more in depth than the paper checklist I've been using for the TBM 9, so this is all new to me. I'm glad Chris found this. Throttle is cut off. Fuel tank is open on the left side. Alternate static source is pushed. And emergency ram air is also pushed. ESS bus tie, norm and guarded. ESS bus tie, I'm not sure where that is. Oh, that's this over here on the top left of our circuit breaker panel. It's on and guarded, or norm and guarded. Breakers are all pushed. And a landing gear Check emergency pump handle. It's not simulated or modeled, but I think it's under the floor here somewhere. We'll pretend like we checked it. And before starting engine, crash levers up. ATIS, we went over the METAR. There's no ATC, so there's no ATIS currently here at Fairbanks. Start clearance, we've got it. Source, it's going to be a battery start. Generators on main. Test. I'm not sure what that test is there. If that's referring to anything up there, I think it may be the lights test or annunciator. So we're going to push the button under here under our de-ice panel. Boom, everything lights up. Landing gear lights down check. Good. MFD initialized. We'll put our plan in and all that stuff after we start. I don't want to kill our battery spending too much time here. Fuel on board is checked. Residual ITT is checked. It's cold start. So we can skip all of this. Skip all of this. Okay, engine start, ignition auto, aux BP on. Boost pump on. Boom, boom. This comes on. Manual. It's good. Propeller clear. Starter on for 2 seconds. At around 13 NG, we'll bring the throttle to low idle. And we'll monitor our ITTs, NG, and oil, temp, and press. When NG gets to 50%, starter should come off. And that's it. So let's go ahead and start. Let's make sure we're clear. We're clear left, and we're clear right. Here we go. Starter. 1,000, 2,000. Rotation. NG's at 13%. We'll introduce fuel to low idle. 13. Low idle. Now we're going to monitor ITTs and NGs. ITTs for a hot start, NGs for a hung start. Temps and pressure should be coming up. %, NG, starters off. We'll just wait for everything to stabilize. Alright, that's a good start. Everything looks good. We can go to flight idle. Alright, after start checklist. Throttle's at flight idle. NG, check 70% plus or minus 2. It's at 60%. Okay, it's still... Oh no, it's not. Check 70% plus or minus 2%. It's in the green, we'll just keep it there and pretend that's normal. Moving on. Aux BP, auto, fuel select, auto, shift test, and AP trims on. That's all of this up here. So ignition auto, aux BP, up to auto, fuel select, auto, shift test, boom, boom. This is just switching tanks from left to right, and AP trims come on. ELT is on. Or armed. Battery amps, if less than 80 amps. 67. Generator on main, cast checked, AC as required. I'm not too sure, to be honest. We'll just continue. Cast looks fine for now. AC. Let's get some AC. Seat heaters as required. Bleeds, auto or max diff. We'll go to auto. For taxi. Alright, we'll do this stuff in a bit. Let's go ahead and set up our route. We'll load it here off a sim brief. Here it is, PAFA to PANC. I didn't talk about runways. Winds were out of the southwest. We're going to be departing runway 20 right here at Fairbanks. And we didn't go over our departure and arrival chart, so we'll do that here in a moment. The rest of our route looks good. TKA, direct Tager, and then the arrival into Anchorage, so that looks good. What else? PFD, let's get our speed bugs up. Our nav source is set to FMS. Like to have the radios and nav panel over here on the right side. I did get a squawk code from the auto ATC on VATSIM, 3571. Oh, oops. 3571. And mode Charlie, and CTAF here at Fairbanks is going to be 118.3. And we'll put 122.8 on standby. Okay, that looks good. Let's brief the departure plate. So we're going to be on the McKinley 4. Departure, Fairbanks, Alaska. Departing runway 20 right here at the bottom. Initial climb, we're going to climb on heading 203. Let's bug that in. .203 on the heading is set, and we're going to be climbing on heading 203 to 2000. So 2000 is set. That's going to be a right turn heading 230. And then from there, I guess we'd get vectors to, looks like Puivo. Is that right? So we depart 203, then heading 230. Oh, here we go. Forgot the routing part at the bottom. So let me go over this again. We're going to climb on heading 203 to 2000, then right turn heading 230, and then we're going to intercept the Fairbanks radial 197 to Puivo, 56.4 DME from Fairbanks. Then on Echo November radial 171 and Tango Kilo Alpha radio 352 to TKA VOR, maintain ATC assigned altitude, then on assigned route and altitude. Alright, yep, so we'll climb runway heading. And then we're going to make that right turn, 230 to join the radial. And once we make that right turn, we'll just continue climbing up to flight level 280. to make sure we get above this terrain to the south. Usually we'd be getting vectors from ATC, but since ATC is not online, we're just going to climb on up. That's it. Looks good. Runway 20 right here at Fairbanks. We've got 11,800 feet of runway. Plenty. And then our taxi out to 20 right will be, we're up here at the FBO, so it's a nice short taxi. We're going to take taxiway Alpha to 20 right. There we are. Okay, before taxi checklist, standby instruments are checked. Let's set our altimeters. 2985. De-ice is, we can test. Tested. Inertial separators coming on. Flight controls. Test. Elevator up, elevator down, and rudders right, left. Flight controls are free and correct. Trims, test, and set. Up and down on the elevator is checked, and trim is set, and I'm going to leave rudder and aileron neutral. Flaps says up, but we're going to set them to TO and indicating. MFD flight plan set. Landing field elevation is not set. I'm not too worried about that now. We'll check it in the air. I think it's because we haven't loaded the... Oh, we did load the arrival. Alright, I'm not going to worry about that for now. We can deal with that in the air. Weather radar is on standby. It's on. Okay, never mind. Yeah, we are going to use that on our way out. Alright, weather radar, throttle, feather twice. EIS, CAS, and taxi lights. Alright, and then before our lineup, we'll do there at the end of the runway. Okay, let's taxi out. We're on 18.3. Here we go. Parking brakes released. We're clear right, and we're clear left. Let's do a brake check. Brakes are good. We're clear right. Nose wheel steering working to the right, flight instruments, everything spinning to the right. And as we pull on to taxiway Alpha, we'll test the left side. Alright, left side, everything spinning left. This is actually PAFA, and we'll join Alpha up here. Fairbanks traffic, TBM 515 Sierra November's taxiing out of the north FBO to runway 20 right via Papa Alpha. Fairbanks. Clear right. Clear right, clear left. Let's see, where are we going? We're going this way. Alright, coming up on 20 right. See it on the signs there. Alright, parking brake, and let's do a before lineup checks. Lights. Lights are all on. Ignition as required, it's on auto. Aux BP's on auto, fuel select's on auto, de-ice as required. We're gonna go ahead and get all of that on until we get above the weather. Pedostatics are on. Inertial separators on. Trims are set for takeoff. Flaps are set for takeoff. AC as required. We're gonna turn it off for takeoff and we'll get it back on once we're airborne. Bleeds are on auto. Landing field elevation, again, we'll do that once we're in the air. I'm not sure why that's not populated. Fuel gauges are checked. Battery checked. Check below 50 amps. I guess it's at 0. EIS checked. That's all of our engine gauges. CAS is clear. Altimeters are set. Instruments are checked and set. SID procedure we briefed. Altitude is set. Transponder squawk is set. We're ready to go. We're going to stay on the brakes and power up to 100% torque, then release the brakes and we'll rotate at 90 knots. Above 115 knots, we'll pull the flaps up. Or once we're airborne, we're going to pull the gear up. Once we're above 115 knots, we'll pull the flaps up. If anything happens on the runway, we'll stop on the runway and exit to the right. We've got almost 12,000 feet of runway, so plenty of space. Anything happens below, let's see, we're at 500 AGL. If anything happens below, let's say 2,000 MSL. Anything happens below 2,000 MSL, we'll land straight ahead somewhere. Above 2,000 MSL, we'll turn back here for Fairbanks. We'll make I guess we'll make a left turn back for Fairbanks, and if we can't make the long runway, we've got the shorter one on the south end of the airport. Okay. Skip the rest of this stuff we don't need, and we'll have our after takeoff checklist ready to go. Okay. Here we go. I don't see anybody coming here on final. We'll check the runway that way once we line up. Fairbanks traffic, TBM 515 Sierra November is departing runway 20 right on the McKinley for departure Fairbanks traffic. Clear. This airport's really stuttery. It's one of the freeware sceneries off flightsim.to. Runway's clear. Hopefully it gets better once we get out of here. This is really bad. Wow. Having all kinds of issues here with my TrackIR. I don't know if it's because of the frame rates or what. It's drifting like crazy. I'm just gonna lock it there and hopefully we don't have any issue. Alright, here we go. Everybody ready? let's back this out. Shh. Bear with me, guys. What the heck is going on with this thing today? Well, this is wonderful. Why is it doing that? Here I am just sitting on the runway too. There we go. Yeah, see, it's drifting. I don't know why it's doing that. Holy moly. Is this thing moving? What the hell? Alright, let me see. I look like an idiot right now. I gotta try to like pause it in time. Alright, I'm gonna try to depart like this. I'm a little scared. Let's see, can I... Alright. Alright, let's go. It's gonna flip out as soon as I get airborne. We're all gonna die. Alright, power looks good. Airspeed's alive. $90 knots. Positive rate. Brakes. Gear up. Above 115, flaps up. Alright, best climb is 124, so a little bit more pitch up. Doing 140. Pull back the power a little bit. Alright, starting that right turn to 230. Alright, like I said, we're just going to continue up to flight level 340. Alright, 124 knots is best climb. Alright, let's do nav level change, which I think is, yeah, here it is, IS and AP. Let the autopilot take over so we can figure out our TrackIR issue. Alright, let's see. It might have something to do with my stream light. It's probably reflecting in some weird way off the TrackIR. Alright, there we go. Alright, like I said, we're just going to continue straight up 340. Fairbanks traffic, TBM 515, Sierra November is about 3 miles west of the field, leaving the area out to the southwest, climbing through 6,000 now, last call, Fairbanks. Alright, left turn now to join that radial. We're gonna do our after takeoff stuff so once we get above 10,000 or so and clear the weather. I think the top layer was at 11 or so. Alright, 10,000 after takeoff checklist. Gear is up, flaps are up. Torque is good. We're limited by ITT right now since we have our inertial SEP on. EIS is checked, everything's in the green. Casts clear. De-ice we're going to keep on until we get through the clouds. And inertial separator we're also going to keep on until we get out of the clouds. Alright, keep going up. Flight level 280. I think I said flight level 340 earlier, remembering from the other day's flight. We're going up to 280, not 340 or whatever it is I said. At 14.5 now, still haven't broken out. Alright, look, I think I'm starting to see some light shine through here. About to break out. See the sun. There we go. Alright, we're coming up on flight level 180. Altimeters go to standard 2992. Alright, once we pass this cloud up here, we can turn off our inertial separator. Nice. We'll get a little bit more power. Let's run through our after takeoffs again, now that we're clear of the weather. Gears up, flaps are up. Torque's good, EIS, CAS, de-ice is coming off, and inertial separator's coming off. Climb check, altitude select is checked. We're set for flight level 280, altimeters are set standard, autopilot's on, torque adjustment. We can add a little bit more throttle now that we've closed the inertial separators. We can max it out here at 100% torque. EIS is checked, CAS is checked, weather radar as required, pressurization looks good. Fuel gauges are checked, amps and volts look good, de-ice not required, inertial sep not required, and landing lights can come off. And then our cruise checks. Cool. We are on our way to Anchorage. And it looks like ATC is starting to populate a little bit. I see Anchorage ground and Anchorage ATIS. Hopefully we get at least a tower. If anybody's watching, if the music's too loud or too low, just let me know. What's going on here? Oh, cabin press diff. I get this sometimes in the TBM. My fix is to hit the dump switch really quick. It levels it out. Not sure why that happens. I think it happens when you climb too fast. I guess the system can't keep up or something, I don't know. Goes again. Alright, AC can come back on. Oh no, not this again. I think I gotta change the angle of my light or something. That or the TrackIR thing. Oh!
How's everyone's flight going?
Doing good. It's pretty good. I'm about 15
Well, this
minutes.
sucks.
I just did touch and go at Papa Alpha Tango Kilo.
Yep, I'm about 10 to 12 minutes.
I think what's happening is the way my stream light is reflecting off this thing
in the mountain.
is confusing the TrackIR sensor.
No, not surprising at all.
Alright, we're leveled off here at flight level 280.
Anyone else going to Merrill Field?
I am.
I've got to figure out that out later. I've noticed on my previous streams, you'll notice in the camera that you see like you see these 3 lights, but then you'll see like a reflection of the other 3 lights. I think that reflection's what's throwing off the sensor. Anywho, we're maxed out torque here, 98%. See if I can bump it up just a little bit, get right on 100.
There are so many tiny little fields in this one little area. It's like you can walk right across, jump from one airport to the...
Yeah, they have a special chart if you go look on SkyVector for CTAF rankings for an entire area.
Yeah, this thing is...
That's crazy. It's like everyone who has a backyard has an airport or an airfield.
Hopefully we don't have too much of an issue during our approach.
In the northern places, that's probably the only way of transport. Just flying outside of the backyard.
Alright, let's brief our arrival plate into Anchorage. We're going to be on the Tiger 9. Coming from Puivo, up here at the top right. Puivo to Talkeetna. Talkeetna to Tiger. And then it looks like direct... Okay, after Tiger, we can expect vectors to final approach course. So no speed or altitude restricts. It's just Puivo, Talkeetna, Tiger, and then vectors for the ILS or visual for 1.5. ILS 1.5, we'll pin that. And we'll go ahead and brief it once now, and we'll brief it again later once we get it assigned. So it's going to be the Anchorage, Alaska, Ted Stevens International ILS runway 15, localizer frequency 111.75. Final approach course 149. Kanzi is our final approach fix at 1,600. Minimums 401, airport elevation 151, and touchdown elevation 151. We have to go mist, we're going to climb to 800, then climbing right turn to 3,000 on heading 200, and outbound on Tango Echo Delta VOR radial 210 to Jukeep, DME, 15 DME from Ted, and hold.
Anchorage, Falcon 341 citation, are about 50 miles to the north for the islands from lane 1 to 5, Anchorage traffic.
Surge, what's up, Surge? How you doing, brother? Back streaming, man. Yes, sir. Yeah, added my fat hand there. Doing well, good, man. We got to get you flying Thursdays again.
Anchorage
Oh.
traffic, Pilot Club 215.
Yeah, my TrackIR has been
we're
out of whack
on,
today.
ILS 15, 12 mile final.
Let me try turning this little sensor. I think it's the way my stream light is reflecting off the unit that's like throwing it off. There we go. That seemed to have done it. Let's see if I can angle it just a little bit more away from the light. Alright, hopefully we're good for now. Yeah! Yeah, bro, I got the new desk and everything. Setup's all looking nice. Had to start streaming again. Flying again. I took a long break for a while. Since the beginning of the year, I had only flown maybe a handful of times up until recently. Took a long break from just flying and aviation in general. Got a lot of work done to the house. And yeah, been busy. Spending lots of time with my daughter. But we're back at it. How's the music, Surge? Can you hear the music, and is it too loud or too low? I made the switch from Streamlabs to OBS the other day. So I just want to make sure all of my settings are on point.
215 King Air over Kansley, 6 mile final, 15. Anchorage.
Maybe a touch too loud? Alright, cool. Yeah, I gotta find the sweet spot.
35 miles to the north for the ILS 15, Anchorage.
Thank you, sir.
And Alaska 131 Anchorage, traffic, I'm really trying to sneak in behind.
Alright, I don't know how to see any of my notifications, so whoever that was, thank you. Thanks for joining. Welcome, welcome. How can I do that in OBS? Let me see. Would it be in the chat section? Let me make sure I don't accidentally close this. I'm not used to these dockable windows in OBS. Stats.
341, we're
Nope, it's not that.
15 Anchorage.
Twitch stats, activity feed? That might be it. Islamics, thanks for the Twitch follow. Thank you, welcome aboard. Alright, got it. Cool, cool. Learning, still learning. I like it. Overall, I like OBS a lot better already, though. Just seems a lot more customizable and a lot more polished than Streamlabs. Cool. Stream looks primo. Thank you, sir.
Alaska 131 is turning left feet.
Be really careful you don't accidentally land on the airbase. It's like right beside it.
How's my control setup here? Is it a little bit too dark? I've got some LEDs running under my desk in front of me, but I'm thinking about adding some over here on the right to light up the throttle a little bit better. I think it's a little bit dark. It's not too bad. I mean, you're inside a cockpit anyway, it's usually kind of dark.
And the last guy on base, I kind of would suggest you kind of cut the corner on your base to final.
Roger that.
Alright, still no landing field elevation populated up here in our pressurization. I'm not sure why. Oh, maybe I have to load the approach? Let's try that. ILS 15, do vectors, load. Do I have to manually set the landing field elevation? I doubt it.
My brakes are smoking.
I'm not sure how to do that either. Alright, something to look up and research later. Well, usually it populates on its own. Doesn't seem to be the case today. Alright, we haven't done our cruise checks yet. Altimeter setting, we're set standard 2-3 times. Autopilot's on, torque set to 100. EIS, everything's in the green. CAS is clear, pressurization's checked. Fuel gauges are checked. Amps and volts look good. De-ice is not required. Inertial separator's off. Landing lights are off. Top of descent is I don't see it. No top of descent, not sure why either. So it looks like we're gonna have to do some manual calculations maybe. I guess we gotta set an altitude here. Alright, yeah, that's why. Let's do, let's just set it for our... no, that's not gonna work, is it? Okay, it's got altitudes in here already populated. Yeah, I don't know why it's not showing a top of descent. Unless we already passed it. I hope not. Doubt it. Still a good 150 miles out.
I do start this Alaska 131 in 11 miles, 504, 115, 6,000 listen, I go, Anchorage.
5,000 at Ted, Anchorage is in there.
41, we're 19er mile, final runway 15, full stop, Anchorage.
Not sure. Not too sure. Maybe it's that we're just too zoomed out and we're just not close enough. We'll see once we get a little bit closer. If it populates.
250 as loud as I should.
Yeah, sounds good.
A little too dark? Alright, yeah, I'll see what I can do. I can add another strip of LEDs over here on the right side. I was gonna do that today. Some other things came up. Daughter's laptop had some issues I had to fix. And admittedly I took a extra long nap today. What bitrate I have? What bitrate I have it set at? I think I set it at 8,000 in OBS, Surge. 8000 or maybe 7500. One of the two. I think Twitch does max 7500 if I'm not mistaken. I don't know what YouTube uses. And I'm gaming in 1440 and I'm also streaming in 1440, I think. So no downscaling or anything like that happening. Lowered it down to 5,000. Copy. Looks good. Thanks. What GPU? You have an older GPU, right, Serge? I think you're still on like a 2020 series. Before I had the 3080, I had a I think I was still a GTX 1080. I was on a GTX 1080 before this card. I had to crank things way down. $2080 Super, streaming 1080. Cool. $3080, this is 3080. It's nice. Plays all the games that I play pretty good. $3080. I wonder what they're going for nowadays. I got lucky, I found this card at a Best Buy. This was during when you couldn't find a card, like during the whole COVID mess. When GPUs were like impossible to find. I found this one up in Boca. And I think my daughter's mom was up there visiting her grandparents. They live up in Pompano, and I think she, if I'm remembering right, she's the one who picked it up for me and then brought it down on her way back. Well, I was looking for a card for a while, and
Yep, see you next one.
what was it? I was like on a couple of different waiting lists and raffles and things, just trying to get my hands on one, and finally, just random searching on Best Buy. I would search Best Buy app like every day almost, and one just popped up in Boca. And I hit buy now. I think I paid normal MSRP. It was around $800, $700 or $800 for a 3080. It's not Founders Edition. I think it's the XTC one or something like that. But yeah, I think I got it for $700 or $800 when you couldn't find them for under 1,000, 1,200. So I jumped on that and glad I got one. Alright, let's say we want to be at Tager at around 5,000, so let's manually calculate a top of descent here, make sure we don't pass up. So we're at flight level 280 minus, am I doing this right? Minus 5,000. 23 times 3 would be 69, so when we're about 80, yeah, we're about almost there, a couple more miles, and I guess we'll start working our way down. Was it Tager or Ted at 5,000? Let's do... Alright, card at 3,000. That's the first fix on the ILS. But we're going to do vectors, so we're not going to do card. We're not going to card.
Anchorage, Falcon 341, we're
alright, now let's do 5,000 at Anchorage. So we're about 70 out from Anchorage, which is a little bit further from Tager. So we still got a little bit ways to go. When this arc right here is over Ted, which is right over the lake here, and we'll start descending. Me, you know, I have Xbox Live. I have an Xbox Game Pass membership that I got for me and my daughter since we play lots of games, and Flight Simulator's included. So I'm gonna, why not try it out, right? So you can watch my streams and see how it is and see if it's buggy or not. And of course, I'll keep FS 2020 while they work out all the bugs and stuff in case, or if some. Maybe if some of the add-ons don't fully transfer over, if I don't want to be stuck flying default aircraft, I can just always fly FS 2020 as well. I still love FS 2020, but if I'm getting 2024 for free with my Game Pass membership, I'm gonna try it. I've been watching the videos and stuff on it. I mean, it looks like all the scenery upgrades, like, and how they talk about like the scenery on the ground is going to be like first person shooter level of detail, like trees and grass and all that stuff. That's going to be cool. You can walk around the airplane. I know a lot of people make fun of that stuff, like, oh, what is it, a hiking simulator, blah blah blah, but man, come on, you can walk around the scenery. Like, that's cool as hell. What are you talking about? You can do walk arounds your airplane and stuff. I don't know, man, it looks cool to me. If I had to buy it full price right now, I probably wouldn't buy it on day one release. I'd probably do something like what you're doing, wait maybe 6 months to a year and see what people say about it. But since it comes with my Game Pass membership, I'm gonna do it. Yeah, walking around adds to the realism. Yeah, hell yeah, man. People make fun of it, like, oh, it's a game, blah blah blah, it's a hiking simulator now, ha ha ha. Come on. Haters. Don't hate. I'm hoping there's not too many bugs. I'm hoping they've learned from FS 2020, and I hope I don't know how all the, I don't know stuff too much about programming and stuff, but I'm assuming that they're going to be using a lot of the same code from 2020, just better optimized. So it's not, I don't think they're starting from like scratch. New code, there will be bugs? I hope not. I'm sure there'll be some. Hopefully it's not. Man, I remember FS 2020 when it first came out. My gosh. It was unplayable for a long time for me. Like completely unplayable. 2020 used old FSX code? Interesting. Yeah, maybe. I think I do remember that. Any ATC on? Still just Anchorage ground, so we'll be on CTAF for Anchorage, which will be we'll use the tower frequency up top there, 18.3. We should have been on 122.8 here. So 122.8 and 18.3, it's the same as Fairbanks. So we've got that in there on standby. And we'll shoot. We'll vector ourselves in for the ILS runway 15. Hey, take it easy, Serge. Thanks for dropping in, man. I'll see you. Get some rest. Have a great day at work tomorrow. What's our speed looking like? Where can I see that? Up here up top? And what are the winds? Winds are, we've got a 51 knot right crosswind up here at flight level 280. A little bit of a headwind, maybe a couple knots. We're doing 323 knots over the ground. Oh, here it is. Speeds are down here. 323 over the ground, 321 true airspeed. So a little 2-knot headwind. Love the TBM. Just got sweeter with the checklists in the Garmin 3000 now too. See if I can grab a screenshot or two here for the TPC Discord. How should we do it? Underneath, up top, quartering. I like the mountains in the back here. Alright, I think we're approaching our top of descent. Oh, we do have cardo in our plan. Is that part of the arrival, or is that... I thought I loaded vectors for the ILS. Why is cardo coming up there? Or card, rather. Card with a double D. I thought I loaded vectors. Alright, so card at 3000 then is what we want. Okay, I guess when you load vectors it still loads in the fixes but just doesn't have... Alright, what if I put... Oh, not gonna mess with it. Alright, after Tager is when we'd be getting vectors from ATC, so as soon as we get out after Tager, we're just going to head straight to the, I guess the final approach fix, which is Kanzi. Or maybe vector ourselves, put ourselves on a heading just a little bit before Kanzi. Or we can join the ILS at Card. Card. Let's do that. Let's go procedure. Let's reload this. Instead of vectors, we'll do... Oh, there is no card. Okay. Join at Yon? Let's do Yon. Okay, so after Tager, we're gonna go to Yon. So let's see if we can bump this up. Let's get rid of Anchorage. There we go. So after Tager, we'll join the ILS at Yon. I don't know why it's not giving us a top of descent. I usually don't have that problem with the TBM. We're probably way past it now. Let's start working our way down. So it's Yon, then Cardo 3000, so I'm almost at 3000. We're gonna join the ILS. And I'm gonna rebrief the ILS here in just a second since we're not doing vectors. Alright, 3000 set. Let's do descent checklist for descent. Briefing, we're going to do that here in a second. Altimeters are good for now. Pressurization's checked. Still no landing field elevation, but whatever. Fuel gauges are checked. Amps, volts checked. De-ice as required. We're good. Off, and inertial SEP is off for now. And approach, we'll do that after we brief it here. So once again, we're going to do the ILS runway 15 at Anchorage. Localizer frequency is 111.75, which is set. Final approach course is 149 degrees. Kanzi is our final approach fix. Minimum's 401, and if we have to go miss, we're going to climb to 800, and then climbing right turn to 3000 on heading 200, and outbound on TED, VOR, radial 210 to Juki, 15 DME from TED and hold. We're going to join in at Yon, and then after Yon, we go to Cardo at 3000, and then drop down to 1600 to intercept the final approach fix at Kanzi, and then down to our minimums of 401. Runway 15, it's going to be we're going to take a left turn off the runway, probably at uniform, unless we roll it down the mic, which I doubt. We'll likely get off either at Tango or uniform, and then our taxi will be with Anchorage ground. Will likely be Romeo down, cross 25 left and 25 right to Zulu, and then Echo to the FBO. We're going to be going to Atlantic, which is this one right here in the middle. Say 3000 at Cardo. We're gonna make it down in time. I wonder if this mod messed with anything over here. Because usually I do get a top of descent, or and when I'm descending I also get the banana and all that stuff, but I'm not seeing that here right now. Alright, clouds, we're going to turn on our inertial separator. And I'm going to get on our ice as well. Alex on fire, what's up? Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the Twitch follow, man. Welcome. We're joining the ILS for 1.5 at Yon. ILS 1.5 at Anchorage. We're supposed to be at 3,000 at Cardo, which I don't think we're going to make it down in time. We may have to like vector ourselves around and do a 360 or something. Let's see, let's try to hustle. I think we're way too high. Let's get the music off for the rest of the approach. And our approach checklist altimeters. Local altimeter here at Anchorage is 29901. Set 3 times. Minimums. Do manual. Comm, nav, GPS. Check the set. Pressurization's checked. Landing field elevation still not populated, and I don't know why. Fuel gauges are checked. Amps and volts are checked. De-ice is on. Inertial separator is on. Landing lights are coming on. Yeah, we're at Cardo at 3,000 now. I'm gonna vector ourselves around. There's the airport right there. We're way too high. Let's loop back around and rejoin. Scenery detour. We'll go out east a little bit here and then come back in and vector ourselves in. Let's get traffic over here on the right side. Got everybody's ears popping, descending at 3,500 feet per minute. Let's dial it back to 2,000. Keeping our eyes peeled here because there's going to be, I'm sure, a couple people shooting the ILS for 1.5 here, so we're kind of like on an extended downwind for 1.5 right now. So there might be some traffic coming in on our left. Alright, coming up on 3,000. We'll go out a few more miles and then we'll come back. We can switch our nav source over to nav or loc. There we go. We'll start a left turn. Looks like we're clear left. So this is kind of like our base turn for 1.5. Yeah, I'm gonna make a radio call. We're about 10 miles north of the field. Switch over to CTAF. Ted Stevens traffic. TBM 515 Sierra November is about 10 miles north of the field, 3,000 on, about to join the ILS for runway 15. Ted Stevens traffic. Alright, let's check our final. I don't see anybody out there. I don't see anybody on our traffic. Got the field in sight. Field is right here. Runway 15. Alright, we'll arm approach on the autopilot. And we'll see if it intercepts. Speed looks good for now. Actually, let's slow it, dial it back to 150. There's the localizer. Get a couple wing views before we take over.
Hey guys, how was VPilot?
Alright, glide slope is alive. Gear extension speed I believe is 150, so speed checks, gear is coming down. Ted Stevens traffic, TBM 515 Sierra November is on an 8-mile final, runway 15. Ted Stevens traffic. Alright, top of the white arc, flaps TO. We get our ground frequency in now. Ground's going to be on 122.9. They're on standby. Oh no, not this again, please. 121.9. Alright, we're on our way down. Missed approach altitude set 3,000. Let's bring in that last notch of flaps. And our 4 landing final approach checklist. Landing lights are on. Gears down in 3 green. Flaps are set.
Alright, almost time.
Alright, watch
to
that speed.
descend.
85 knots is our approach speed. Oh, here's the short final check. My bad. Landing gear, flaps, AP, and yaw damp to go. Go ahead and take over. Autopilot's disengaged. Yaw damper's away. My airplane. Ted Stevens traffic TBM 515 Sierra November's on a 5-mile final. Runway 15, Ted Stevens. We keep our speed up at 100 until we get a little bit closer. Oh, come on, don't do that to me. TrackIR has been wigging out today. Ted Stevens traffic, TBM 515, Sierra November is on a 2-mile final, runway 15, Ted Stevens. Alright, let's start slowing to our approach speed. I'm gonna do 90. Ref is 85, but I like to keep just a little bit extra speed. Plus we have a super long runway. This looks good. Ted Stevens traffic TBM 5 Sierra November short final 15 Ted Stevens. I hope I'm on the right frequency. I haven't heard anybody. Dude behind me. We'll check that after I land. Hopefully I didn't goof. Pretty sure tower was on 18.3. That flash to the rear seat's killing me. Alright, power's back to idle. Hold her off. Hold her off. Hold it. Hold it. Nice. Alright, I'm gonna take the next one. Alright, welcome to Anchorage. Sure, we're all the way across the line. Ted Stevens traffic, TBM 515, Sierra November is clear of runway 15, Ted Stevens. Alright, let me see, was I on the right frequency? Tower 18.3 should have been. 18.3, yeah, looks good. Alright, let's switch over to ground. And we're going to Atlantic. So it's going to be likely Romeo across the 2 runways, and then Zulu, Echo into Atlantic. Anchorage ground, good evening. TBM 515, Sierra November is clear of runway 15 at uniform, and we're going to Atlantic. $120, oh, I'm on the wrong frequency. 120.19. Oops. Ted Stevens ground, good evening. TBM 515, Sierra November is clear of runway 15 at uniform, and we're going to Atlantic.
November 515, Sierra November, Anchorage ground, hello, welcome in Anchorage. You can taxi to the FBO ramp via Romeo, Zulu and Echo.
Romeo, Zulu, Echo to the FBO. TBM 5, Sierra November, thanks. Alright, right turn here on Romeo. Clear left, clear right. Lights, let's go taxi, I'll turn off our pulse, and the rest will stay on.
Hello, ground, Sky Blue.
Alright, runway clear, taxi lights on, nav, strobe, de-ice is all coming off.
Sky Blue Radio 1, heavy Anchorage ground, hello,
Trims,
welcome
reset.
Anchorage. Just for information, are you a cargo, fax flight?
Ground, Sky
Flaps
Blue
are coming
Radio
up.
1, say again.
Sky Blue Radio 1,
AC
heavy,
is
I
good,
said you are a cargo
transponder
flight
is
or a
fine.
passenger flight?
Weather radar is good.
Sorry about that. Passenger flight.
Okay, don't worry, it's okay. So you can taxi to the terminal, stand your choice via Romeo, Lima and Echo.
Alright, so Romeo, Zulu,
Okay,
Echo,
Romeo
yep, just like we
to,
planned.
Lima and then to the terminal, Sky Blue 1.
And he didn't say clear to cross any of the runways, so we're going to confirm that once we pull up to 25 right. Just to make sure. In the US, you're supposed to get a cleared to cross from the ground controllers. So we'll hold short of 25
All station, native information, Lima now.
right at
Anchorage.
Romeo.
Anchorage altimeter is 29.91.
And then we'll call him.
Runway news 25 left. November 515 Sierra November, you are clear to cross both runways 25 right and 25 left at Romeo. Continue via Romeo, Zulu and Echo to the FP ramp.
Thank you. Cleared to cross 25 left and 25 right, and Romeo, Zulu, Echo to the ramps. TBM 5, Sierra November. There's our cleared to cross, so we're good. Alright, coming up on 25 right. Clear right. Clear left.
Cargo looks 1 and heavy, please hold position. When able, recycle squawk in 6768.
And 25 left. We're clear right. We're clear left. After we cross the runway, it's going to be a left turn Zulu, then a right turn Echo. And we should see... Oh wait, this is not... This is like old scenery. Alright, I'm going to cut straight through here. I guess the scenery's not updated. It's for the chart, so... We're going to cut right here like there's a taxiway. Hang a left here in Zulu, and then a right turn on Echo, and we're going to Atlantic, which is right there. Oh wait, I'm not. I'm on the wrong line. Oops. Alright, is this Echo? Yeah, this is Echo on our right. Clear left, clear right. Alright, so is it Millionaire and not Atlantic? I thought it was Atlantic. Unless Atlantic is next door. Alright, we're gonna go to Millionaire. Clear left. Clear left and right. We're gonna pull it up here by the front windows.
Sky Blue Radio 1 Heavy, you can now leave my frequency. Thanks for flying in Anchorage and a good day. See ya. November 5150 November, also for you. Thanks for flying here in Anchorage. You can now leave my frequency. Have a good day. See ya.
Thank you. Thanks for the ATC. Have a great night. 5 Sierra November.
Thank you. See ya.
Alright, parking brake, external lights, oxygen.
All station, Anchorage ground, way close in about 20 minutes.
Fuel select demand, AP trims, and AC. Manual, AP trims off, air conditioning off. Seat heaters off, bleeds off. Throttle idle for 2 minutes. We've pretty much been at idle, so we can drop it into low idle now for 15 seconds, and then kill her. Inertia separator is coming off. And aux BP off. Generator off and source off. Crash lever down.
Sky Blue Radio 1 Heavy, if you didn't hear that before, you can now...
There we go. Parking brake is set. Alright, that's it. Made it. Let's see if there's anybody else coming in. Maybe we can watch a couple landings before we sign out. Oh, no, it looks pretty quiet. Let me try refreshing. Man, was I the last one in? Or Sky Blue Radio, I think, was behind me. It's so quiet. Yeah, I think that's it. Alright, I guess we'll call it there then. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that flight into Anchorage, Alaska. I'll see you guys next time. I don't know when the next time will be. Likely, is there a Sunday Fun Day event this Sunday? Let's see. Oh, there's an FNO tomorrow. Maybe I'll fly the FNO. We'll see. My daughter will be here. That all depends on if she'll let me fly or not, or if she's going to make me game with her. So, we'll see. Maybe we'll fly the FNO tomorrow. If not, then I'll see you guys... helicopter ops with TPC on Saturday. I've got to see what's on the agenda for Saturday. Alright, so it's going to be up in the air. Maybe the FNO tomorrow night at 8 p.m., but if not, then likely next Thursday for TPC flying Thursday. Have a great evening or a great day, depending where you're at. I'll see you guys on the next one. See